So we start off the episode sneaking past Grandpa after his Sunday morning brunch to get the keys and pick up the homeboys. HQ, be advised, package acquired, I'm en route. But then he farts and wakes himself back up.
Hey, who's there?
Go back to bed, Grandpa.
Hey, you come back here, you little rapscallion, you.
But anyways, these hooligans try and jump me, so I give him the good old Arab handshake.
I got a delivery from Mr. Stupid. I can see why they call you that.
It's at this point I'm starting to realize the mines don't do anything to them. At all. Look at this. It just pisses them off. That's all it does to them. And then I get backhanded by Grandpa for sneaking up on him. Alright, Grandpa, it's time for your meds.
No, I don't want to go to bed.
It's time for your meds, Grandpa. Nap, nap. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't do that if I were you. See? I told you. And then Grandpa somehow got a hold of power tools, which I don't entirely blame him. If I was this old, dude, mechanized the fuck out of me. Like, I don't mean to be offensive, but I say this all the time. If fat people found a way to combine their mass with machine, they would be unstoppable. Imagine if they found a way to use their body's natural gases, which they're fat, so they have a lot of, and turned it into some sort of combustion engine type rotary machine that propels them forward at whatever speed that they want, that's ultimately controlled by their mind. What is going to stop them? You can't stop a 400-pound rocket-propelled dude coming at you at the speed of light. You're not going to do anything. You're going to get run over. That's it. So they just essentially become a giant heat-seeking sentient missile. Quarterbacks are what, 250, 300 pounds and everyone's scared of them? Imagine a 400, 500-pound dude. Greasy, so you can't get your hands on him. Hungry, so you know he's going to get you if he wants you. And smart, because he's going to be hive mind chip to all the other fat propelled dudes in the world. And there is nothing that can stop them. What are you going to do? Add rocket propelled stuff to you? You're what, 150, 200 pounds, if that? He's 500 pounds and he's already perfected the art. You can do nothing to him. It might even go as far as to them starting a new religion to appease their new fat overlords, because you either give them something to eat or they will find something to eat. If you think a fat person is going to go on a diet for you, then good luck, dude. I truly believe fat people are going to be the super soldiers of the world. The only thing they need to do is find a way to perfect the duality of mass versus machine. Once they perfect that, it's over. That's it. And it's scary, believe me, dude. I'm terrified too, but I trust in our government that they will put a failsafe somewhere to prevent the fat overlords of taking over entirely. You know, so just have a little faith. I think they got this. And I know it might sound a little extra, but this guy is like the perfect example. He's the boss battle for Heisenberg's little castle or factory or whatever you want to call it. But he's just some brain dead buff dude who they stuck a jet engine on. He doesn't even have hands because the propellers chopped off his arms, you know? And whenever he gets mad, he starts to like overheat and shoot out fire. This is like the beginning era. This is like Will Smith eating spaghetti in 2020 and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's nothing. That's never going to evolve to anything. And then look at it now. It's only going to get better. It's only going to evolve. The future is coming, and there's nothing that you, me, or anybody else can do about it, so... But anyways, enough of that. We meet Heisenberg again, and you gotta love when bosses do this. Because I feel like he could have turned Ethan into a Rubik's Cube at any time with just smushing him with metal, right? But he doesn't want to. It just seems like he wants to be Ethan's friend. His own mercy led to his downfall. Like, yeah, aside from wanting to turn your daughter into a milkshake, he just builds stuff all day and he wants to be free of the mother. Like, he wants his own free will back. Mind you, he's probably not going to do anything good with it once he gets it back. But, you know, you don't know until you get there, right? But personally, I don't care. I don't like the guy specifically for this boss battle. It is the most ridiculous boss battle I have ever encountered. Like, I get it's supposed to be action-packed and cool because you have, like, an infinite machine gun with rocket launchers, but you can't fucking move, dude. Look at this. I'm like a snail. It really feels like this was supposed to be a bug battle. And then I started reading into the files and doing some discovery on my own, and it turns out this dude was modeled after a caterpillar. So I feel like they're like, oh yeah, let's make him like a caterpillar with a bunch of guns and machine guns and rockets and lasers, and let's make you like a snail, and then let's give you a bunch of guns and rockets and lasers, and then it'll be like a militarized machine bug battle. Cause that's what the f- it feels like. And in theory, yeah, that sounds pretty badass, but why didn't you make me like a spider or something? Why the f- did you make me a mechanized combat snail? That makes no sense. Yeah, it sounds kind of cool. It's not fun to play as, dude. I could make an entire video just on this guy all on its own, but that's for the future. Hopefully he chills out in the higher difficulties, because I don't know how though that's gonna be possible, dude. This guy is ridiculous. He does call Chris a boulder puncher, which does kind of feel like a slur, and it's kind of a callback, so that's funny. But apparently this is how the fight was supposed to go. You were supposed to run around the junkyard and then use some machinery to fight him. You weren't supposed to be a combat snail. But such is the passage of time. But anyways, we end up meeting Mother Miranda after all that, and it's funny because Ethan always tries to shoot people. Like, that's his first response. Just shoot them, and if that doesn't work, then you just figure it out from there.
Fuck you, you crazy bitch!
Yeah, Ethan, you probably should not have said that. Then we come to Chris aura farming. War. It never changes. Is that a Ford Ranger? But anyways, moving on. We find out that Mother Miranda is trying to set up her own Airbnb out here, and the local HOA does not approve of that. Of course, there had to be a helicopter going down. You cannot have an action game without a helicopter crashing for some reason. Then we break into some houses and we talk to the local villagers and ask them if they know any information about Miranda. Chris works on his personal space. And I honestly love this setting because it reminds me of Mexico, because there's just everything's on fire all the time. It's a mix of like blood, gun smoke, and rot for some reason. Even the torches, back then when I used to go, they still made torches. Like obviously we had flashlights, but they would prefer torches, you know, because it would like ward off evil and things like that. And it's not too far-fetched because they do have a lot of predators out there, so when they're walking their goats, they can use the torch to fight them off. You can't do that with a flashlight, but you can definitely do it with a torch. So it's kind of like a dual thing, you know? Speaking of dual things, look how these monkeys are jumping me. Have some honor, have some respect to your name. What are you guys doing? No dignity at all. They will never fight you one-on-one. They are walking apes, monkeys in the flesh. Those things are not the same as you or I, so I have no remorse in putting them down like a pack of feral dogs. It's cute how they fall in unison though, like their own little choreographed play. As always I prevail. Thank you for granting me your strength, O maiden of the mountains, maiden of the moon. I will shoulder the burden of cleansing this land for your spirits, O maiden of the mountain. Although I may have said that too soon because they immediately send in Liver King Prime Plus himself to take me out. It's literally like I'm shooting a gorilla with BB guns. What am I doing to this guy? Nothing. But we just end up pointing a laser at his face until he eventually trips onto something. And then we proceed to give him the back shots of the century, of his lifetime. These back shots will go down in history books. And we can't leave without taking his lunch money. He's not going to use it anymore. Then we come across the mountain baby, mega baby, rock baby, whatever you want to call it. Then we find out Ethan was mold this whole time. Half zombie, that's how he can regenerate. Ooh. After that we get picked up by a member of the Brotherhood.
Duke?
Mama Miranda tries to eat the baby. And it looks bad, but then Chris pops her in the neck, and I don't know where the baby goes throughout this entire fight. Does Ethan just toss it into its inventory, or what happens to her? And this boss fight's kind of funny because she just turns to a spider and just starts stomping you out like you're a cockroach. That's her main attack. And she has powers, but she just prefers to stomp you out the whole time and tackle you every now and then. I really don't think Heisenberg needed our help to take her out. He turned into a giant slug monster. Like, do you remember the combat snail? If you were to turn me into the combat snail right now, I would slaughter this woman. It would be like running over an old lady with a Toyota Corolla. She's really just some old hag who turns into a bird and a spider. That's pretty much it. Then she has this brilliant idea of putting us face to face against each other when she knows full well I have a fully automatic shotgun. I'm not gonna lie, it almost worked for her though. I was starting to panic, but we got her. And then it turns out she was the baby. No. That would explain why the baby has a really big head. That thing is insane. It's like Jimmy Neutron. But then Ethan's body can hold no more. From dust he came, and to dust he shall return. This part did bring a tear to my eye. Thankfully you can't see me, but it's kind of heartbreaking because Chris always loses everybody. It's really sad. He just has to watch while she takes Ethan away. Ethan takes the path of the true warrior. And because of his sacrifice, the bloodline lives on, as the father himself intended.
Tell me what's going on. Where?
It's messed up. Chris always gets the blame, even though he did everything that he could.
I tried. He stayed so we could all escape. I'm sorry.
Then we find out that the Umbrella Corps is using like smart super soldier zombies for like biddings and like as their henchmen. And that's pretty much the end. The horse is like a representation of Heisenberg because he kind of helps you out, I guess. Kind of not, but he's supposed to be the horse. The fish is obviously like the fish dude. The bat is like Lady Donatello or whatever her name is. And then they all turn into Mother Miranda. Rah!
Trapped inside a mirror. Her parents, though, had searched all day and at last arrived. With rampant rage, Father fought the witch, while Mother's loving touch shattered the dark enchantment.
Then we go to Rose just chilling in a bus seat, and thankfully there is nobody behind her. Thankfully. I end up getting my health back mid cutscene. Like, did you see that? Is that a Ford Ranger?
Talk of the goddamn devil. Duty calls. I love you.
I'm pretty sure Ethan's coming back. That's why they hinted at the end about like the zombie super soldiers. They might turn Ethan into a super soldier sometime in the future, but I guess we'll see. And this is 100% Ethan's daughter because this guy makes fun of her. He tries to bully her, and the first thing she does is resort to violence. That's like the Ethan line.
Chris doesn't know I can do.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. We find out she has superpowers. What is she gonna do with them? We'll find out on the next game of Resident Evil. But yeah, that's pretty much it.